Okay, buddy, sorry about that. I have to restart this. But let's put it this way. If you're a fan of Sonic SatAM and a fan of the Freedom Fighters, then what I'm about to tell you, you're going to like. You see, 253 basically is the start of Countdown to Chaos of the Sonic the Hedgehog comic book. The post-crossover, post-Genesis Wave 2-3, whatever you want to call it, arc. It's supposed to be, as I indicated at one point, the rebirth of the Freedom Fighters. And after looking at the cover for 254, I'm pretty much right about that. I'm sure anybody else would agree. And especially when you look at the cover for the new upcoming Sonic Super Special magazine, there's a little box that has Bunny, Rotor, and Sally in the new redesigns. But there's something different about Sally. I don't see no blackness coming out of the blue just yet. So she might have that redesign, maybe not. She might have the black redesign, the black t-shirt shorts, maybe not. We don't know. Now, why do I say this is good news for longtime SatAM fans? Because basically your characters are going to be brought back into the heart of the story. Now, I know and understand a lot of people ain't going to like that. I understand that there's a lot of people that are going to sit back and going to be like, yeah, we're happy our characters are coming. We're happy the characters are going to be focused on again. But we had to go through 2 to 3 years of BS for that. You know, that's how they're going to look at it. They're going to be like, we went to 2 years of BS for that? Well, it would have been a lot shorter had, of course, Capcom not called up and said, hey, Sega, Archie, let's do a crossover between Mega Man and Sonic. Just saying. It would have been over a lot sooner. But anyway, yeah, 253 and 54, and basically the Sonic Super Special cover previews, or preview covers are out now. And you can look at Sonic Stadium, the Sega forums, Bumble King. You can pretty much find them. And again, I understand not a lot of people are happy about the fact that the Freedom Fighters are going to be refocused, especially those that are fans primarily of the game characters. I mean, come on. A lot of you that complain about the Freedom Fighters like Antoine and Rotor and Sally and Bunny, come on. You're not fooling anybody. We pretty much know that the only reason you complain about them is because they take away from the game characters. The game characters have gotten plenty of spotlight. What do you call the past 2 years? Huh? Or near almost 2 years. What do you call that? I call that getting the spotlight. I mean, honestly, folks, what do you want Archie to do? Do a comic, do an issue of Sonic where it's like a level, like the first level in the Sonic game? Oh, he's passed the. Let's read the next page. Oh yeah, he passed the level. Can't wait till the next issue where he goes on to the next level, next zone. Literally, is that what you guys want? You have to understand that what Archie's trying to do, whether you like them or not, what Ian's trying to do, what Tracy Yardlin's trying to do, what Paul Kaminsky's trying to do, whether you like those guys or not, is they're trying to please every fan of the franchise, young and old. That's why in the solicits, they dub the Freedom Fighters as new. Basically, it's out with the old design of the Freedom Fighters, out with the old Freedom Fighters, in with the new Freedom Fighters. That's basically what it is. And you might say, well, why the redesigns? Why go through all this to do a redesign? Let me put it to you like this. You might, for anybody that grew up in the 90s, like I did, you might recall Beast Wars, Transformers. Okay? Remember Beast Wars? Remember the second season of Beast Wars? There was a big old wave that came over the planet, and it basically turned all the characters from the regular original designs into transmetal designs, if you will, or transfusion designs, whatever you want to call them. That's exactly what this is like. That's exactly what this, I guess, this Genesis wave is going to be like. It's going to be like that wave in the second season, in the opening of the second season, in the end of season 1, opening of season 2, that sweeps over the characters, sweeps over the planet, and gives them new looks, gives them new makeovers. Think about this as being like the transmetal wave that went over the Beast Wars Transformers in Season 2 and gave them the Transmetal look. Think of the Genesis wave as being the Trans-Sega wave. Basically, it's going to give the Freedom Fighters Sega-fied looks. That's what it's going to do. And people may not like that, but hey, that's the way I look at it. Now, I know there's going to be some people that are that are happy the Freedom Fighters are back, but are not happy at the fact that they are going to have redesigns. Well, again, it's to appease the fans old and young. The redesigns are to appease the young fans, and the new definition, the new word putting in there, is to present them as new, as being new to the fans, the new younger fans, even though we longtime fans know who they are. So keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. But the example I use from Beast Wars is a good example. You got to definitely look at that. It's a good example. But keep that in mind, like I said. Now, I know, again, as I mentioned, not a lot of people are going to be happy that the Freedom Fighters are back. They're going to be the heart of the story, you know that. But again, like I said, the game characters got plenty of spotlight. And like I said before, and I'm going to say it again, what do you want? An issue where it's like the first act in a game. He passes the act in there, or passes the first two acts in that one issue, and it's like, yay, he passed it, I can't wait for the next issue. No, it's not like that, folks. So get over it. Right? And I know a lot of people are going to start this. You're going to say, oh, they're going to shove so-and-so down our throats again. Here we go again. Well, you know what? Even if they do put her in the spotlight, there's a reason for it. It's called redemption. Her and the Freedom Fighters want redemption. Her, Sonic, Bunny, Antoine, Rotor, Tails, they want redemption. And that redemption is to beat Eggman once and for all, or at least beat him down to the point that he will no longer be able to launch the Death Egg. Or any means whatsoever. But we'll have to wait and see. And don't worry, there's not going to be a Sonic Unleashed adaptation. The Dark Energy is just, how do I put it? It's just a reference. It's just something they pulled out of the games. Doesn't mean it's going to reference or adapt a game that it comes from. It's just being used. Period. So, yes, the redesigns are now fully featured. You could see them. Getting a good idea of what they look like. Again, some of us may not like what we're going to see. Some of us may not like the fact that, oh great, the characters are back. There go the game character spotlights. Whoop-de-doo. Or some of us may not like the fact that, and some of us may like the fact that the characters are back, but may not like the way we got there. I mean, there's a lot of people that are like, we went through all this. We went through this whole Mecha Sally World Tour 2 Death Egg Mark II story arc, and this crossover that interrupted the entire story arc, just in this epilogue in 252, just for this? Again, people may not like that, but they will be satisfied that the characters will be back. Because, as I've said before, there are certain things they could do with the Satayam cast, with Sonic and the Satayam cast, that they can't do with just Sonic and the game cast. I think a lot of people need to understand that. I mean, I do. So, but basically, the covers are out. They look really good. The characters do have the new looks showing. Antoine now has more of a, I guess you could say, doesn't have his uniform, but sort of has a sleeveless kind of situation. Rotor's more muscular, has yellow gloves. Basically, everybody has gloves now. And that's all I'm going to say. So I'll provide the links down below for the Sonic Stadium, Sega forums and everything. Comment below, and I'll talk to y'all later. Let me know what you guys think. Video responses are greatly appreciated.